Have you ever dreamed of exploring the world, only to wonder if you'd be welcomed with open arms? As a Filipino traveler, it's essential to know where your presence might not be as embraced. In today's episode of Discovering the Earth, we'll uncover the 10 countries where Filipinos are not welcomed in 2025/2026. Are you ready to embark on this eye-opening journey? But first, let's test your knowledge. Can you name the country known as the Land of the Rising Sun? Drop your answers in the comments below. And here's a question to ponder as we navigate through this list. What factors contribute to a country being less welcoming to certain nationalities? Stick around, as we'll delve into this throughout the video. Traveling is more than just ticking destinations off a bucket list. It's about understanding cultures, respecting boundaries, and being aware of geopolitical climates. While many countries roll out the red carpet for tourists, some have policies or sentiments that make visits challenging for Filipinos. Let's explore these nations and the reasons behind their stances. Number 1. Japan. Japan, the land of cherry blossoms, bullet trains, anime, sushi, and long visa queues. While this futuristic meets traditional paradise remains one of the most beloved travel destinations, 2025 has brought with it a not-so-welcoming twist for Filipino travelers. Due to a massive tourism boom, the Japanese embassy in the Philippines has slashed daily visa appointment slots by nearly 50%. Yup, that's half the chances for you to even apply for a visa, let alone get one approved. This means unless you've mastered the art of time travel or bribing the clock, applying at least 2 months in advance is now practically mandatory. And if you were thinking of a spontaneous cherry blossom trip, well, think again. Japan is now like that popular ramen restaurant with a line that wraps around the block. Beautiful on the inside, but patience is the new passport. But why has Japan made it harder for Filipinos to visit? It's not discrimination, it's logistics. Japan's tourism numbers have skyrocketed post-pandemic, with millions of travelers flooding in from across the globe. To manage this human tsunami, the government is tightening the gate. And sadly, we Filipinos got caught in the crowd control. Now imagine planning your dream trip, only to be left staring at Mount Fuji from Google Maps. Harsh, right? But here's the twist. Is Japan really closing its doors forever, or is this just a temporary bottleneck? Stick around till the end, because we'll uncover which countries still roll out the red carpet for Filipinos, and which ones might just surprise you with an open invitation. Trust me, it gets juicier. Number 2. Kuwait. Kuwait. Once a land of opportunity for thousands of overseas Filipino workers, is now a land with a big no-entry sign for Filipinos. In 2023, Kuwait officially suspended the issuance of all types of visas for Philippine nationals, and sadly, not much has improved in 2025. This wasn't just an impulsive move either. The tension had been simmering for years due to labor-related disputes. The Kuwaiti government raised concerns over the Philippines' alleged interference in their domestic affairs, while the Philippines responded by highlighting rampant abuses and the lack of protection for OFWs. What followed? A full-blown diplomatic tug-of-war that resulted in the gates of Kuwait being slammed shut for Filipinos, both workers and tourists alike. So if you were planning to enjoy a Gulf sunset or sample some authentic Kuwaiti matchboos, you might need to settle for a YouTube travel vlog instead, for now. But behind the headlines lies a deeper issue: the invisible struggles of OFWs and the delicate dance of international diplomacy. While Kuwait has historically hosted over 260,000 Filipino workers, reports of maltreatment, unpaid wages, and even tragic deaths have put a spotlight on the darker side of labor migration. the situation became so tense that repatriation efforts were made, shelters overflowed, and eventually visa bans became the final straw. The scariest part? There's no official timeline for when or if the ban will be lifted. Will diplomacy win? Or will this Middle Eastern door remain closed indefinitely? Keep watching, because this is just country number 2, and the list ahead includes more unexpected twists, shocking bans, and a few surprises that might just change your next travel plan. Buckle up, it's about to get bumpy. Number 3. Estonia. Estonia, a digital wonderland nestled in northern Europe, where castles meet coding, and the forests look like something out of a fairy tale. But for many Filipinos dreaming of a Eurotrip, Estonia might just be the villain in the story. With a jaw-dropping Schengen visa rejection rate of 33.1% for Filipino applicants, Estonia ranks as one of the most difficult countries in Europe for Pinoys to get into. And no, it's not because they don't like our adobo or karaoke skills. It boils down to strict visa procedures and minimal diplomatic presence in the Philippines. The Estonian embassy, limited in capacity, scrutinizes every detail of your application. If your documents aren't airtight, or if your travel history looks sketchy, even by accident, that rejection stamp might hit faster than your heart when you click Book Flight on promo fare. Now here's the twist. Estonia is actually one of the most innovative countries in the world. They offer e-residency, run digital elections, and are cashless like a sci-fi film. But when it comes to letting Filipinos enter physically, it's like trying to walk through a wall with a smile and a passport. The irony, right? While their digital doors are wide open, their physical ones are heavily guarded. So, the question remains, is Estonia worth the paperwork, the stress, and the suspense? Or are there friendlier Schengen nations waiting with open arms? Stick around, because the next countries might shock you even more. And yes, one of them looks sweet on the outside, but serves rejection like cold soup. Let's keep going, shall we? Number 4. Belgium. Belgium, home to mouth-watering chocolates, golden fries, don't you dare call them French, medieval castles, and yes, that famous little statue, Mannequin Peace. But for many Filipinos dreaming of strolling through cobbled streets and sipping coffee in a quiet Bruges cafe, Belgium isn't quite rolling out the red carpet. With a visa rejection rate of 26.5% for Filipino applicants, it quietly ranks among the tougher Schengen countries to crack. Why the hesitation? Belgium is known for its meticulous, sometimes downright overwhelming visa application requirements. Expect requests for thick stacks of financial documents, detailed itineraries, and a background check that might rival your last job interview. And even if you manage to pass the paperwork gauntlet, the processing times can drag on like a Belgian winter, long, cold, and uncertain. But what makes Belgium particularly tricky is its reputation for inconsistency. One applicant might sail through, while another, with nearly identical documents, could face a swift rejection. It often boils down to your financial background, travel history, and, let's be honest, sometimes just plain luck. The embassy wants to ensure you're not just visiting to stay indefinitely or moonlight as a chocolatier. So, should you even bother applying? Well, if you love a challenge and your paperwork game is strong, go for it. But if visa roulette isn't your idea of fun, you might want to check out some friendlier European alternatives coming up next. One of them might just be the golden ticket you've been waiting for. But only if you keep watching. Suspenseful enough? Good. Let's move on. Number 5. Sweden. Sweden, a land of breathtaking fjords, stylish cities, IKEA furniture, and more meatballs than you can shake a passport at. It's the place where winter feels like a year-long Netflix season, and everyone seems effortlessly cool. But for Filipino travelers, getting a taste of this Nordic dream isn't so easy. With a 22.9% Schengen visa rejection rate, Sweden has quietly built a reputation for saying nej, that's no in Swedish, to quite a few hopeful Pinoys. Why? Swedish authorities are extra picky when it comes to evaluating visa applications. They want to be 100% sure that you're financially stable, that you have strong ties back home, and, let's be honest, that you're not planning to stay behind and open a Tapsalog stall in Stockholm. But here's where it gets trickier. Sweden doesn't just look at your bank account. They look at your travel history, your intent, and even how convincing your cover letter is. Yep, suddenly your writing skills matter more than ever. Miss one document or give off even the slightest impression that you're unsure of your travel plans, and boom, your dream of seeing the northern lights turns into the glow of your laptop screen while watching someone else's travel vlog. It's frustrating, especially for genuine tourists and OFWs just wanting a short escape. But don't be discouraged just yet. There are still countries out there rolling out the welcome mat for Filipinos. And one coming up on our list might just surprise you with how easy they make it. Keep watching, because things are about to take an interesting turn. Number 6. Finland. Finland, the land of saunas, snow-covered forests, and the magical northern lights dancing across the Arctic sky. It sounds like a fairy tale, right? But for many Filipinos hoping to experience this Nordic dream, it often turns into a paperwork nightmare. With an 18% Schengen visa rejection rate, Finland has built a quiet but firm wall around its borders, especially for applicants from countries with limited diplomatic ties. And yes, that includes the Philippines. One of the main hurdles? The Finnish embassy's limited presence, which makes appointments harder to get than a selfie with Santa in Lapland. Add to that a strict checklist that demands not just a round-trip ticket and hotel bookings, but proof that you're not planning to stay behind and marry a reindeer herder. What makes it tougher is Finland's laser focus on strong ties to your home country. That means you better have a job, family, property, or all three waiting for you back in the Philippines, or they might think you're trying to trade your jeepney ride for a snowmobile. And while 18% might seem like a smaller rejection rate compared to others on this list, the lack of flexibility and robotic processing can be just as brutal. So here's the big question. Is chasing the aurora borealis worth the red tape? Or should you aim for countries where they ask fewer questions and serve you hot cocoa with a smile? Keep watching, because the upcoming countries might look friendly. But some are hiding unexpected visa nightmares. Let's see who's next behind the frosty curtain. Number 7. Denmark. Denmark, the land of fairy tales, bike lanes, and pastries so good they might just make you cry. It's a place where every corner looks like a postcard, and cities like Copenhagen blend history with hygge, that famous Danish coziness. But behind that charming smile and scenic backdrop, Denmark can be surprisingly strict, especially if you're a Filipino traveler hoping to visit. With a 19.9% Schengen visa rejection rate, Denmark doesn't just skim your documents. They inspect them with a microscope, a magnifying glass, and probably a detective from a Nordic crime series. Even a small error, like a missing hotel reservation or an inconsistent itinerary, could get your application tossed faster than yesterday's Danish pastry. The Danish embassy takes attention to detail to the next level. If your documents don't scream organized, financially stable, and definitely returning to the Philippines, you're already walking a tightrope. Many Filipino applicants have faced denials simply because of unclear employment proof or not enough travel history. And here's the kicker. Denmark doesn't really give second chances. Once you're denied, reapplying means you better come back with stronger paperwork and a good explanation. So, is it worth the stress just to enjoy a sunset at Nyhavn or visit the Little Mermaid statue, which, let's be honest, is kind of small. Maybe, maybe not. But don't stop here. The next country has a rejection policy that will leave you questioning your entire travel bucket list. Let's see if your dream destination makes it or breaks it. Keep watching. Number 8. Norway. Ah, Norway. The land of dramatic fjords, midnight sun, and people who seem genetically engineered to look like models. It's a dream destination for many, but for Filipino travelers, that dream comes with a fine print warning. Despite its calm and welcoming image, Norway has a 16.1% Schengen visa rejection rate for Filipinos, and the reasons might make you clutch your passport a little tighter. Norwegian authorities are extremely strict when it comes to immigration controls. They want applicants to not only prove they have the funds to survive in one of Europe's most expensive countries. Seriously, even a bottle of water in Oslo might make your wallet cry. But also show very strong ties back home, family, career, property, or at the very least a cat you swear you'll return to. The catch is, Norway's visa evaluation can sometimes feel like applying for a loan from a very skeptical Viking. Even if you tick all the boxes, flight details, accommodation, travel insurance, bank statements, they still want to be absolutely sure you're not planning to overstay and enjoy those fjords a little too long. Humor aside, many Filipinos have reported their applications being denied for vague or insufficient justification reasons. So yes, Norway may be a peaceful paradise, but the visa process is anything but. Will the next country be more welcoming, or is it hiding even bigger visa nightmares? Stick around. We're heading into the final stretch, and things are only getting more intense from here. Number 9. Algeria. Algeria, a land of golden deserts, ancient Roman ruins, and a culture that blends Arab, Berber, and French influences. It's a hidden gem in North Africa, but for Filipino travelers, visiting Algeria isn't as easy as packing your bags and saying, "Let's go." In fact, it's more like preparing for a full-on visa marathon. Unlike some countries that offer visa on arrival or e-visas, Algeria requires all Filipino passport holders to apply for a visa beforehand. And the process isn't exactly what you'd call tourist-friendly. The documentation required can feel like assembling a thesis: invitation letters, hotel bookings, flight itineraries, proof of employment, bank statements, and even a detailed travel itinerary that would make travel agents sweat. Oh, and the processing time? Let's just say, don't make any non-refundable bookings unless you enjoy living dangerously. What makes it even trickier is the lack of consistent information. Some applicants report being asked for additional documents last minute, or worse, receiving rejections with very little explanation. And with only a few Algerian diplomatic missions in Southeast Asia, coordination can be painfully slow. It's not that Algeria doesn't welcome tourists, it just makes sure you really want to come before letting you in. Maybe it's their way of filtering out the casual travelers from the truly committed ones. Or maybe they're just testing your patience, in which case, congratulations, you're already halfway ready to cross the Sahara. But hang tight, because the final country on our list takes visa drama to a whole new level. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. Number 10. Iraq. Iraq, a country steeped in ancient Mesopotamian history and the birthplace of civilization itself, is often more known for its political turbulence than its tourism appeal. As of March 1, 2025, Iraq officially suspended its visa on arrival policy for most foreign nationals, including Filipinos. This means the days of landing in Baghdad with just a passport and a smile are long gone. Now travelers must navigate the newly enforced electronic visa e-visa system, which sounds techy and efficient. But don't be fooled, it comes with its own set of hurdles. applicants are required to submit biometric details, detailed travel plans, and supporting documents proving both the legitimacy of their visit and their ties back home. It's almost like Iraq is saying, "We'd love to have you, but are you really sure you want to come?" And while Iraq is slowly rebuilding its image as a cultural destination, let's not sugarcoat it. Travel advisories still warn of safety risks in several regions. For Filipinos, this adds another layer of difficulty as Philippine authorities often restrict deployment and travel to high-risk areas. So, unless you're an archaeologist on a mission or have very specific business there, the red tape, and let's be honest, the possible danger, might make you think twice. But here's a little plot twist to keep you thinking. Did you know that Iraq is home to the world's oldest written language and some of the most well-preserved ruins on Earth? Makes you wonder, will this ancient land ever open its arms fully to global tourists again? Only time and policy updates will tell. And now that you've journeyed through these 10 countries, which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments, because our passport may have limitations, but our curiosity? That travels anywhere. So there you have it. 10 countries where, as of 2025 and moving into 2026, Filipinos might not receive the warmest welcome due to strict visa rules, diplomatic tensions, or evolving immigration policies. But remember, every challenge is also a chance to prepare smarter, travel wiser, and maybe even explore new destinations that are more welcoming and hassle-free. The world is huge, and while some doors may be harder to open, others are wide open and waiting. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Discovering the Earth for more eye-opening travel insights. And hey, which of these countries surprised you the most? Or is on your maybe someday list? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, safe travels and smarter adventures.